fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty Hail Silver, the Lone Ranger. With his faithful Indian companion, Tonto, the masked rider of the plains led the fight for law and order in the early western United States. The stories of his strength and courage, his daring and resourcefulness have come down to us through the generations. And nowhere in the pages of history can one find a greater champion of justice. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear. From out of the past come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse Silver. The Lone Ranger rides again.
Come on, Silver! Hurry, big fellow! I'm Silver!
There had been a time in his life when Dr. Taylor could have passed a saloon without a second thought. But that had been years ago, before a devastating civil war had broken his body and undermined his spirit. Before he'd come out west and stopped in this little town of Plainfield. Now, he turned into the Palace Saloon from force of habit.
Good evening, Sam.
What you drinking, the usual?
Yeah, the usual.
Say, Josie, one of the dance hall girls, was looking for you, Doc.
That's so?
Yeah. There she is. I'll catch her eye. Here she comes now.
Hello, Doc.
Josie. Well, what's the trouble? Sam said you wanted to see me.
Oh, nothing much. Just Mrs. Gall and her Civic Improvement Committee. They're in here today. They want all of the girls who work in dance halls to get out of town.
The old hatchet-faced Gall, the wife of our leading banker, is on the loose again.
She says that dancing is a shame and a blight.
Shame and blight. The only shame in Plainfield is her hypocritical reform committee. The only blight is her loan shark husband and his bank.
She scares me, Doc. I don't know what to do.
Don't worry, Josie. You and every other girl like you is earning a decent, honest living. Mrs. Gall doesn't own the town. She can't force you to leave.
I know, but...
Hey, big hold up! The bank's been held up right next door.
Come on, Josie. Come on.
He went that way, around the end of the building. I shot, but I guess I missed him.
Here comes the sheriff.
What happened, Mr. Gall? I've been held up. He took every bit of cash in the safe, over $50,000.
Get a good look at the hombre who did it?
Of course I did. It was the Waco Kid, the same man who held up this bank 5 years ago.
Waco Kid?
See, that's right. I saw the kid in town today.
So did I. He told me he just got out of territorial prison. He must be loco to come back and hold up the same bank.
Yeah, no originality. The critter's no right.
How come you were in the bank at this time of the night, John?
But I was working late. He must have seen the light, and, well, the first thing I knew, he was inside.
Uh-huh. And you're sure it was the Waco Kid, huh?
I'm positive. There's no doubt about it.
Well, he can't get far. We'll run him down. Head out, boys. Search every building in town.
Well, that's that. At least the bank holdup relieves the monotony.
A Waco Kid. He's an outlaw, isn't he?
He is now, regardless of what he might have been 10 minutes ago.
Heard someone say he held up this same bank 5 years back.
Come to think of it, I remember the trial. John Gall had a partner in his banking business at that time, a man named Davis. It was his testimony that identified and convicted the Waco kid.
Oh.
Of course, the kid claimed he was framed. Maybe he was. I don't know. Well, what now, Josie? Back to work?
No, I don't think I'll dance any more tonight. I'll stop at my dressing room, change clothes, and then go on home.
Good idea. And, I shall return to that drink I failed to finish.
You drink too much, Doc.
I know. Maybe that's why I do it. Adios, Josie.
Good night.
Don't move, sis.
You're the Waco kid, aren't you?
Smart girl.
I thought bank robbers always planned to get away in advance.
They do. But I didn't rob any bank.
You mean the hold-up next door? You didn't do...
I was walking down the street minding my own business when that ruckus started.
But how... I mean, Mr. Gall told Ed Becker, the sheriff,
Sure he did. But he lied. It's like his partner Chet Davis lied before and put me in prison for 5 years.
That's true. Why didn't you just tell the sheriff about
Expecting
it?
to believe an ex-convict? I wouldn't have a prayer.
I don't see why not. Your word should be as good as Mr.
Maybe
Gall's.
I figured you were wrong when I said you were smart. Or maybe you're just young and don't know any better. You've never been in a spot where you couldn't fight back. The word of decent people beat you down before you had a chance, and then took 5 years out of your life.
No, maybe I haven't. But I understand what you mean.
How can
What do you want to do now? Dodge the sheriff, get out of town, and ride across the border?
Sure. But it's not the border I'm heading for.
What do you mean?
I've got a score to settle first. A lying snake named Chet Davis is living over in Los Portos now. I was on my way to see Mr. Davis. I'm still on my way.
Why, you're crazy to... Listen, Sheriff Becker and those men are getting closer every
You
minute.
mean you'll help me?
I have a saddle horse. He's not very good, lame in one leg. He's stabled in a lean-to next to the livery stable.
I don't even know your name. Why should a girl like you risk
Ride for the border. Please do. Good luck.
Several hours later, many miles to the north, and in the thick shadows cast by a towering Chimney Rock, when the Lone Ranger and Tonto pulled their horses to a halt.
Easy, steady, big fella. They almost ran right into it, Tonto. Look over there. A war dance. There must be 1,000 braves around that fire. Tonto, do you see who's talking? It's Geronimo. That's right, Geronimo. He's headed for the war path again. It means trouble, plenty of troubles. Can you make out what he's saying?
Him speak Apache. Tonto not know talk very good. Me try. Him say, at sunrise, Apache ride south, go to border. Then burn, kill all white man. Him say, Apache not ride in one big war party. Better to split up, make plenty small party.
Yes, that's our favorite trick.
Now they make war medicine. Wait for sunrise.
We've got to warn everyone between here and the border, Tonto.
Tell soldiers at fort?
I think most of the cavalry is out on patrol. We passed them yesterday west of here. Geronimo won't attack large towns. The isolated ranchers who are in the greatest danger. And there's another thing.
And what that?
I just remembered the stage. The overland stage from Plainfield to Los Portos. If it makes its regular run in the morning, it'll be right in Geronimo's path.
Now, what we do?
I'll head west, find the cavalry encampment, and tell Captain Miles what we've discovered. You ride to Plainfield, Tonto. It's a long way. You'll have to push Scout pretty hard to make it. But you've got to stop that stagecoach. Warn them not to leave Plainfield. Hurry, Tonto. I'll meet you sometime tomorrow, before noon, at our old camp near Clear Creek on the Los Portos Trail.
Get him up, Scout.
Monsilver!
shortly after daybreak the following morning when Pete Morley tooled his 6-horse Concord stage into Plainfield.
Whoa, Ben! Whoa, Brent! Whoa, you critters! Whoa!
There were only 2 passengers in the coach. Miss Phyllis Alden, a very pretty and patrician young lady who seemed strangely out of place in a frontier town, and Mr. Horace Pennypacker, a small, meek-looking man who carried a large valise.
Might as well get out here, folks, and stretch your legs. You want to change horses?
I beg your pardon?
I say you might as well get out and stretch your... Well, stretch.
No, thank you. I prefer to remain in the coach.
Well, suit yourself, lady.
I believe I will, if you'll excuse me.
Sure. Here, I'll help you down.
Thank you. That building over there, the Palace Saloon, is it a liquor emporium?
Yeah, but if I was you, Reverend, I wouldn't go in. The palace don't like visiting preachers.
You've made a mistake. I'm not a preacher. I'm a whiskey salesman.
Now, quiet, all of you. I'll take charge of this case. After all, I'm chairman of the committee. Sheriff, do your duty.
And I sort of hate to do this, Josie. The committee's got a legal paper signed by the judge, and... Well, I guess you better pack your duds.
You pack of hyenas have just as much right to make me leave town as Josie.
An excellent idea, Dr. Taylor. A doctor who spends most of his time in the Palace Saloon is certainly no asset to Plainfield.
But I am a doctor, Mrs. Gall, and I can easily recognize the disease of social prejudice and bigotry which you're spreading in this town.
Why, you
Come on,
impertinent-
Josie. I consider it an honor to join you in exile.
I have to pack my things, Doc.
Well, hurry up. The stage-fellow's quarters is waiting right across the street. I'll meet you there.
Good riddance, I say.
Oh, there you are, my dear. I've been looking for you.
John, where are you going? That traveling
I've
bag?
just received an important telegram, urgent business. I'm going to Los Portos on the stage.
I'm glad to hear it, John. I'm heading that way, too.
Sheriff Becker, why are you... I had no idea.
It's just a hunch, that's all. Some of the boys figure the Waco kid might hunt up Chet Davis over in Los Portos. If that's where the kid's aiming, I want to be there.
Yes, yes, of course.
So you're leaving town, Doc?
Gladly, Sam. Gladly. My only regret is that you and your excellent potables must be left behind.
Yeah. Say, maybe you'd like to meet a gent who's traveling on the same stage with you. This is Mr. Horace Pennypacker.
How do you do, Doctor?
Doc, he's a liquor salesman. See the valise full of samples?
What? Well, I'm indeed glad to know you, Mr.
folks! Stage to Los Portos!
He means us. Come on, Mr. Carpetacker. Oh, I'll carry your valise.
The name is Pennypacker, and I always carry my own sample case, sir.
Here I am, Doc. I've already got a seat.
Good. Oh, after you, Mr. Mr.
Never mind. You wouldn't remember anyway.
My fiancé is Lieutenant Campbell with the cavalry. I came from Boston to join him in Los Portos. But I had no idea the West contained people like this.
Yes, I know exactly how you feel, Miss Alden. It's disgusting.
You said it, Cole. In more ways than one.
All ready to roll, Sheriff. You coming along?
Yep. I'll substitute for your shotgun guard.
Ain't likely to need one, but suit yourself. Hi, Wally! Hi, Buck! Hi, you critters! Let's roll!
Oh, fella. Oh,
Tonto, did you stop the stage?
stage already leave Plainfield. On trail now.
What's that? On the trail? We've got to stop it, Tonto.
Come on, Silver, head him up, scout.
The curtain falls on the first act of our Lone Ranger story. Before the next exciting scenes, please permit us to pause for just a few moments. to continue our story. As the Lone Ranger and Tonto raced westward along the trail to Los Portos, the masked man gestured to Tonto suddenly, then reined up his horse.
Steady, big fella. What matter? Look, Tonto. They're stopping the ridge to our right.
Apaches.
It isn't a large band, but they're headed south and they'll pass here. Quick, over behind those trees.
Come, Scout.
Come, Silver. Easy. Steady, big fella. Oh, easy now. Here they come. Stay out of sight, Tonto.
There are not many.
No, but they're behind us. That means the trail back to Plainfield isn't safe.
You tell soldiers at fort?
The patrol had already broken camp. I left word at the fort for Captain Miles. He should be headed this way by now. The greatest danger is to that stagecoach on the trail ahead of us.
We catch him?
Well, we're going to try.
Oh, Silver, hit him up, Scout.
In the meantime, 5 people inside the jolting, swaying westbound stagecoach suffered from heat, dust, and frayed nerves. That is, 4 of them suffered. Dr. Taylor had found relief from Horace Pennypacker's sample case.
Get along there, Molly! You too, Buck! Hey! Hey! Bad stretch ahead, Sheriff. Trail cuts through a draw.
Yeah, I know.
Seems like it. Well, I'll be... Look who's standing there waving us down. Whoa, boys. Whoa.
Who is
Whoa, up there. Can't you see? It's that hombre you told me robbed the bank. The Waco Kid. Looks like he's in trouble. Oh, who the hell
Well, if he ain't, he will be. I got him covered.
Hi, Kid.
Hello, Pete. How's the chance of hooking a ride?
Get him up, kid. Get him high.
Sheriff Becker. I didn't see you sitting there.
Yeah, I figured you didn't. Now unbuckle those guns and drop them.
Seems like bad luck's dogging me. First a lame horse that tuck us out. How's this? All right, Sheriff, you're dealing.
Walk over here so I can put some cuffs on you.
You're wrong about that bank last night. I didn't do it.
We'll talk about that in Los Portos. Now that you're dehorned, get inside with the other passengers.
Sure.
All right, Pete. Roll them.
Hi! Get along there!
This isn't a very sociable party. 6 people in the coach and nobody says a word. Let's move Mr. Gall's luggage.
Don't touch that bag. Don't touch it.
Don't worry, I won't hurt it.
What was that?
Apaches. Get down, folks. Down low.
She's been hit. Look, an arrow clear through her shoulder.
Down. Stay down. Guess the sheriff's got the only gun. Better start using it.
Redskins, where'd they come from?
Whip up your team. I'll try to nail as many as I can.
Oh, Silver! Look ahead, over this way. A masked hombre and another Indian. By Juniper, he's shooting at them, not us.
Get off the trail, driver. Head for that Gobi shack over there.
What the...
Do what he said, Pete. You ran off the Apache.
Get up there. Get on there. Get up.
I'll pull up. We tried to reach you first. The Indians beat us to it. Anybody get hurt?
The young lady has an arrow through her shoulder. A nasty wound.
She's fainted.
Here, I'll carry her to the shack.
You can help her, can't you, Doc?
I doubt it, Josie. I'm not much good anymore.
There. This isn't so bad. At least there's a fresh water spring over there in the corner. Did I hear that girl say you were a doctor?
She used to be. Not now.
Why?
Too much bottle stimulation, I guess. Too bad.
I see. This woman's wounded seriously. You're the only doctor here.
Well, that's true.
Tonto, there's a bucket of water over there by the spring. Bring it here.
Here, let me bring it.
Good. Now, Doctor, you're going to remember everything you ever knew.
What are you trying to do?
Help you to become a man who deserves to be called doctor. More water, Tonto. Well, Doctor, what's the verdict?
She's in a critical condition. Lost a lot of blood.
Critical.
Practically hopeless. I can't manufacture human blood.
Doctor, I've heard of operations where blood was taken from one person and given to another.
Transfusions. Yes, it has been done, sometimes successfully. The medical corps saved a few lives that way during the Civil War. On the other hand, it might be fatal.
Well, if you think the girl will die anyway, isn't it worth trying?
Well, I'd need someone to give blood.
Well, I do.
I'd be willing to volunteer, Doctor.
How about me? Or this gent? He's
Well,
small.
it's out of my line, but if you insist,
Patient
I'll...
needs blood, Mr. Gall. Not ice water.
Perhaps another woman, Doc. Maybe I'm the one you're looking for.
Maybe you are, Josie. You come with me.
Can you imagine that? After the way that high-toned dame treated her?
Now, all of you men, listen to me. We're still in a very dangerous position. Halfway to Los Portos, and Apaches on both sides of us.
You mean we can't head back for Plainfield?
Geronimo has 20 or 30 bands of braves, as large as the one we just ran off. They're riding wild.
How do you know so much about Geronimo and his Apaches?
I'll explain that later. Now, as soon as the doctor's finished his operation, they better head for Los Portos.
I don't know who you are, mister, so why are you wearing that mask? But you've proved you know what you're doing. We'll string along.
Good. Otto, you leave now. Ride north. Try to find Captain Miles and the cavalry. Tell them we're on the Los Portos trail. Take Silver with you. I'll ride the stage.
Me go.
Now, you all have guns. We may need them.
There's a rifle in the stage boot.
I lost my guns back trail a ways. The sheriff will tell you.
Yeah, that's right. Might be a good idea, stranger, if you and I stepped outside and had a little talk. I want to explain some things.
All right. Come on.
That masked man. He's the strangest outlaw I've ever seen. I wonder who he is.
He's a criminal, just like...
Simmer down, Mr. Gall. I'm not going to hurt you. What I ought to do is wring your lying neck.
I think we'd better go outside, too, Mr. Pennypacker.
Yes.
Oh, no, never mind. I'll carry my own bag.
As the blazing sun dipped slowly toward the mountains in the west, Pete Morley tooled his stage at top speed along the Los Portos trail.
Hey, get along there.
The Lone Ranger rode in the driver's seat beside Pete and the sheriff. 2 hours passed with no signs of Apache raiders. Then, suddenly, as the trail wound between low-lying hills, the hot, dusty air echoed with a war cry.
Redskins. The hills are swarming with them. What do we do?
Keep driving.
They got Pete. I got a bullet in the shoulder. I can't hold the team.
Here, Sheriff. Take over the rifle. I'll handle the team.
Look, a bullet smashed Pete's arm. He's got the line. The team will run wild.
Well, if I can walk out there and steady them.
What? Walk the wagon pole now?
Somebody has to do it. Keep firing, Sheriff. Make every shot count.
Balancing himself on a swaying wagon tongue between the plunging backs of 6 frightened horses, the Lone Ranger inched slowly forward. One misstep and he would fall beneath the pounding hooves below. Finally, he reached the lead team and forced himself to speak calmly.
Steady. Steady, boys.
Then, that his ear caught the most welcome sound in the world.
We found them. Otto and the cavalry.
Damn, he's coming. Yippee! Look at those redskins turn tail and run.
Well, mister, finally made it. This is Los Portos.
Yes, we finally made it. With the help of the Army.
Now stand back, folks. Let these people out. Anybody hurt?
Oh, I don't think so, Sheriff. Even Miss Alden escaped injury this time.
But I have come to my senses. I feel very humble before you Western people.
Phyllis, were you in that coach?
Yes, Dick, and I'm glad I was. This is Lieutenant Campbell, Dr. Taylor, Sheriff Becker, Mr. Pennypacker, Mr. Waco, and Josie, a wonderful girl who's taught me the true meaning of goodness and kindness and real humanity.
I don't know what to say.
Hand me that traveling bag, Mr. Pennypacker, and I'll...
Oh, just a minute, Mr. Gall. The sheriff and I are curious about what you've got in that bag.
Why, it's none of your business.
Drop it.
Listen, no masked outlaw can tell me...
Then you forced me to make you drop it. Oh! You're not hurt. That bullet hit the bag, not you. Look inside, Sheriff. My guess may be right.
Yeah, why, jumping. What, stuff full of money?
I thought it would be something like that. He probably cleaned out his own bank in Plainfield. You see, Mr. Gall has a prison record back east.
You're under arrest, Gall.
There ought to be proof that he lied when he said I held him up.
I'm sure of it, Waco. And Sheriff Becker will get the truth out of him.
You better will. And what's more, I'm going to run down that critter Chet Davis while I'm here in Los Potos.
Good. Come on, Tonto. Adios, Sheriff.
Oh, wait a minute. He's gone. Sure give a lot to know who that gent is.
My goodness, so would I.
That's right. He saved all our lives and proved that truth is stronger than all the Apaches and crooks put together. Don't you agree, Reverend? Mr. Hardtacker?
Please, Doctor. My name is Pennypacker.
Oh, he proved a lot more than that to Josie and me.
What do you mean, Waco?
It doesn't matter who you are. It's what you are that counts.
You have just heard is a copyrighted feature of the Lone Ranger Incorporated.
You've been listening to the OTR Gold Network. Find more classic radio at otrgold.com.